Welcome to Case Curiosity. The Gypsy Rose case is one of the most controversial true crime stories in recent years. Case that forced people to question where the line is between victim and responsibility. Today, we're getting into it. In one of the first videos I watched, Gypsy is speaking loudly, even though people have said Dee Dee was home at the time, based on Gypsy's claims. You'd think Dee Dee would have reacted or intervened if she overheard that conversation. Gypsy also appears to have hair, which raises questions. It could have been a wig, but it's unclear. And visually, she does not appear malnourished in the way she later claimed. In the second clip, Gypsy has containers full of baby clothes. Again, based on what's been shown about Dee Dee's behavior, especially the incident where Dee Dee took Gypsy away from Nick at the movie theater, it raises questions. If Gypsy was openly talking about having baby clothes while Dee Dee was home, it seems likely Dee Dee would have reacted. Gypsy also doesn't appear malnourished in this clip either. In both videos, she's not using a wheelchair, and no wheelchair is visible at all. She also says she got the baby clothes for free at the mall, which brings up another question. How was she able to be at the mall without Dee Dee reacting or intervening? In one of Nick Godijan's phone calls, he says they think I'm a monster. Hearing that stood out to me. It raises the possibility that he felt framed or taken advantage of. In that same call, Nick also describes himself as a victim, which adds another layer to how this case can be viewed. He goes on to say that they're keeping him for so long to gather evidence, but that they're wasting their time. Hearing that made me question whether everything happened the way it's been presented. It even raises speculation about whether Gypsy could have planted the wheelchair and whether Dee Dee's death involved more than what Nick was held responsible for. In another jail call, Nick talks about Gypsy's appearance on the Dr. Phil show. He says she made several statements about him and that she couldn't wait to testify against him. If he was truly her soulmate, it raises questions about why she would be so eager to testify against him. In this call, Nick claims that Gypsy was not truthful during Dr. Phil. He says that because of their relationship, he believes she still loves him, and that her saying she hates him is a cover-up. He also says she was slandering his name. Nick addresses claims that he was abusive. He denies this and says he did nothing but support Gypsy. He states that although she used a wheelchair, she was still able to walk and even jog. He also claims Gypsy was taking opioids regularly while living with him. Based on everything he says in this call, it makes me question whether Nick was taken advantage of or manipulated, and whether the narrative presented to the public tells the full story. Gypsy's original claim was that she was malnourished. However, in another video, she's seen doing a sexually suggestive dance, and she appears to have noticeable muscle tone. That presentation doesn't seem consistent with severe malnutrition. In that same video, she's wearing revealing clothing and the door is wide open, which raises questions about how much freedom she had in that moment. In one of Nick's jail calls, he mentions that Gypsy had asthma. Yet in this roughly 4-minute video, she doesn't appear out of breath, according to some viewers. That contrast adds to the inconsistencies being discussed. In one video, Gypsy talks about having an alter ego she describes as evil. She says this persona is sexual, has dark tendencies, and exists within her, while claiming that her real self sees Gypsy as innocent and almost like a sister. She also says this persona would never hurt her mother. However, she goes on to say that this alter is capable of stealing, drugging people, torturing, and killing. She also states that if she couldn't prove she was capable of being evil, she would take those actions out on Nick. She describes using sexual acts as a form of control and manipulation and admits to stealing money and being willing to drug someone. These statements raise serious concerns about intent, accountability, and manipulation. Some have suggested that Dee Dee may have had little control over Gypsy and was possibly just trying to protect herself. Supporting this idea, Dee Dee's autopsy reportedly revealed no sleeping drugs in her system the night she was murdered. This raises questions about how much influence Dee Dee actually had over Gypsy at that time. In one video, Gypsy is at the Oli and seems happy and content. She's with Dee Dee, and they appear to be joking around. No clear signs of abuse. It's hard to tell if Gypsy is in a wheelchair in this video, but she doesn't seem to be, though I'm not completely certain. Later, in the same hotel, Dee Dee is in the bedroom while Gypsy is in the main area, talking loudly and in a very suggestive manner. Based on her previous claims about Dee Dee's strict control, it's surprising that she seems able to act this way freely. In the crime scene videos, Gypsy and Dee Dee's house appears completely trashed. However, in all the recordings Gypsy sent to Nick, the house looks clean and orderly. This contrast raises questions about what was happening at the house before the crime and how much of her life was being presented. Selectively, the Gypsy Rose case is full of contradictions, unanswered questions, and disturbing details. Every video, every call, and every claim adds another layer to a story that's far more complex than it appears at first glance. What do you think really happened? Let me know in the comments, and if you want to explore more cases like this, make sure to subscribe to Case Curiosity. Until next time, stay curious.